humanity sets the agenda.
Welcome back. It's exactly 9:03. This is the second hour of News and Views on Salam Media. And of course, this hour is sponsored by Africa Muslims Agency. Africa Muslims Agency, a beacon of hope to communities for over 35 years in Africa and beyond. Assalamu alaikum, and lovely to still have you in our company right here on News and Views. And we're going to be speaking with an amazing young Palestinian activist. He is a South African. His name is Itani Rasalanavho. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. A very warm welcome to you. And of course, you're going to be talking to us about your activism in support of the plight of the Palestinian people. Good morning and welcome.
Morning to you and the listeners. And indeed, you did pronounce the surname well.
Oh, thank you indeed. How are you doing? You've been working really hard with all of these long walks of yours to raise awareness, to raise funds for the plight of the Palestinian people, particularly the children. How did this all start for you, Itani?
Well, it was an idea that crossed my mind while in the West Bank. Remember, I did some humanitarian aid volunteer work in the West Bank. That was 2014 as well as 2015, crossing over to 2016 January.
Wow.
While doing that, yes, ma'am, that was a program, the Ecumenical Accompaniment Program in Palestine and Israel. It is a World Council of Churches initiative that started in 2012. Mainly with activists based in the West Bank. This is in 7 placements all over the West Bank. But however, ever since COVID, all the humanitarian work has ceased to operate in the West Bank, and as such, that is why we've seen an increase in violation of human rights. House demolitions have increased, and so on and so forth. But however, to come back to the story, to your question, what happened is, I learned that the wall stretches across the West Bank, zigzagging across the West Bank, and it stretches for a distance of about 730 kilometers. As such, I thought of an idea to do an awareness walk, whereby I would walk for 730 kilometers to raise awareness about the wall itself. To say we're talking about a wall that is as long as the distance that I'm going to walk for. And that is when I took a walk.
Itani, you are referring to the apartheid wall by apartheid Israel, separating illegal occupiers from the indigenous people of Palestine, the people of the land.
Indeed. That is the wall that has been built to ensure that the Palestinians remain in clusters and their right to movement be limited. So, with that, I decided to walk. I engaged with some of the activists to say I could take a walk from Johannesburg to Durban, and indeed, that the distance is 740 kilometers, and we did that walk in January and February this year, in which it was both an awareness as well as a fundraiser. The fundraiser was aimed at acquiring prosthetic limbs for children that are victims to the Zionist bombs in Gaza. It was a successful walk in which we managed to raise more than 1,400,000, which was directed towards not just prosthetic limbs, but a pediatric unit in the West Bank with the help of Alim Dad and those piece of the People Against Oppression. That is the organization that I was working with. With that being a success, I realized that there's further need to raise awareness. So I decided, let's do another walk. The plan was to start in Johannesburg, going to Durban. But I got invites from brothers in the Northwest to say, come start here. Come start the walk from here. We'll support you. Come start the walk from here all the way to Cape Town. So the walk is in the process now. I started on Tuesday in the Northwest, at Ramat Abama Border Gate. So the work started at Ramat Abama Border Gate. We went to visit a number of madrasas, including the Iqra Islamic School, that is the Ahmed Katradra School, that is in Mafikeng, and a number of madrasas and schools in Mafikeng, Ziras, as well as Rustenburg, as well as different communities, the Pakistani, the Bangladeshi, as well as the Somalian communities that are in the area, to engage about this issue because it's closer to their heart as well. So now, as I'm speaking to you, I arrived in Pretoria on Friday to attend the Pakistani Association in Southern Africa's program that was directed to, that was commemorating the Palestinian sufferings as well as the Kashmiri people.
Okay, so where to from here? Are you going to continue your walk to Cape Town? And when do you hope to complete that leg of your walk? And who supports you? You know, what does your support team look like? Do you walk? How many hours a day do you walk? When you stop off, do you meet with the local community, engage with them, and thereby create further awareness and then get the necessary funding you need to continue activism work and to raise much needed funds for Palestinians and other people? I see you're also raising now awareness for the Sudanese situation, including the Kashmiri situation.
Yes, on average, I'm doing an average of 32 and a half kilometers on average on a daily basis. That is done in portions. Very early in the morning, I take a walk, walk about in the town. If there are walks that are organized, yes, indeed, we do that. For instance, there was a biking team that came and joined me. We did a 10-kilometer walk while they were on their bikes. Engaging communities, what I do, I'm doing every day, stopping in different areas and engage people about this subject. And you know, there are a lot of contradictions about this issue, so we try to adjust that and make people clarify the issue with different people. The work continues. The work definitely continues. Today I'm in Olivenhoutbosch. Oliven is in Johannesburg. I'm going to meet a group of Christians. It is the Zionist Christians. However, that is where the clarity needs to be made. They are saying that their Zionist ideology is different from that of Israel. It is an African Zionist concept. We will engage on that. I will share the story once I meet with them, you know, to share the story from the horse's mouth. Tomorrow I'm going to be in Alexander. I will be on Alexander FM. I'm going to meet with the students of Vuselela College. They are the ones that hosted me in January. They're going to host again to get a feedback as well as documentary screening. From there on, I'll be heading to the Northwest, where we are going to have a mega program in Klerksdorp. However, there will be stops in between. Carltonville will have a Boa Thursday on Thursday. Friday, we're going to have a program in Potchefstroom as well as on Saturday. Then Sunday, Klerksdorp, Monday, Vryburg, going into the Northern Cape. So I'll be going through the Northern Cape, Eastern Cape, and into the Western Cape. Hopefully, inshallah, arriving in Western Cape on the 28th of November, which is my birthday, and a day before the Balfour Declaration day. So on that 29th, I wish to make a call now to say, those in Cape Town, please let us arrange something, be it a protest, be it a march in solidarity with the people of Palestine and all oppressed people of the world. In terms of support, I have been supported by my mother throughout this work. I have to be. I have to mention this, that I have to be grateful to her for being supportive. There has not been much support, and I kind of understand. I mean, businesses have been low, money has been less in people's pockets, and there's been a lot of programs that have been taking place. So those that have been donating have experienced what I learned. A word that I learned yesterday: donor fatigue. So I want to believe that that has been taking place. So it has been a bit hard to an extent that at this point in time, I'm going to engage with the team today, which includes two brothers. One is a driver as well as security. The other one is an assistant who assists with taking pictures, engaging as well. Is very much informed on the Palestinian question. He's a Muslim brother. So the engagement will be around, if we do not get any form of financial support moving forward, I will have to take the walk alone all the way to Cape Town, because I don't want to put them into a position that they've not initially wanted to be in. it would have been easier if there was some form of support. So far, there hasn't been any form of support. With regards to Sudan, every stop that I'm making, I'm proposing to those that are hosting me that they serve as a drop zone. That once we approach the end of the walk, we will announce a program together with the Africa Diaspora Forum, as well as the South Africa Sudanese community, led by Dr. Al Ghuni, to say we would love for South Africans to donate non-perishables, clothes, as well as blankets that will be taken to Sudan. This is for our brothers that are in refugee camps in the 4 countries around Sudan due to the war that has been taking place there. So the program will start right immediately. A week or so before the end of the walk, we'll be announcing it. So immediately after the walk, I'll be embarking on collection of these items.
Okay, so let me ask you, we've got to wrap up now, but Itani, let's assume everything goes well. You reach your destination in Cape Town. You will have done what you followed your heart, and have really created great awareness for the Palestinian people, including the Sudanese, including the Kashmiri plight. Where to after that? Are you going to continue this activism work, or is your life going to go back to normal?
I don't think, I want to believe that activism is not a choice. It is something that we are born to.
It's a calling. It's a calling.
So I cannot run away from it. I will just have to find a permanence into this space.
Inshallah,
so
inshallah.
To create permanent programs. I hope back home here in South Africa, because with the Right to Movement, the plan is to have programs in South Africa where we will have to combat gender-based violence. We'll have to combat all forms of violence that is taking place within our communities.
Wow. Okay, I think you're definitely on the right track, and I hope and pray by way of this program, we do get generous sponsors or donors to come aboard to help you continue your activism for all the oppressed people all around the world, particularly the Palestinian situation. So you keep that flag flying as high as you can. It's been wonderful talking to you. More importantly, do keep safe and go well. Thank you so much for your time, and Assalamu alaikum to you. Okay, we seem to have lost him. It is exactly 9:15. This is News and Views. We are moving along. We will go for our next ad break, and then we'll talk with Dr. Faisal Suleiman. He is the president of the Islamic Medical Association of South Africa. And once again, we are going to be looking at the South African legal team's presentation to The Hague regarding the ongoing genocide in Palestine.
We are here in the middle of a Zahra neighborhood. The whole neighborhood is already destroyed. More than 17 towers are down. Here, as you can see, the firefighters trying their best to help the people are still under the rubble. A lot of the people.
Join Hamza on his exclusive South African tour as he shares his personal experiences, never before seen footage, and powerful insights on the ongoing genocide in Gaza. This is more than just a talk. It's an invitation to witness Gaza through the lens of Hamza Sha'alan. Don't miss this opportunity to meet the photojournalist who brought Gaza's pain and perseverance to the world in its darkest moments. Follow Salam Media on social media pages for more on this tour and be part of the conversation.